We begin in the Middle East, where Hamas has rejected a ceasefire proposed by Israel at the peace talks that were held in Egypt's capital city of Cairo. Hamas officials say that Israel's proposal did not meet any of their criteria. The Cairo talks were moderated by the United States, Qatar, and Egypt. Hamas had demanded an immediate ceasefire and a complete troop withdrawal by Israel. They also sought the return of displaced Palestinians to their homes. However, Israel declined to withdraw its forces from Gaza and rejected a proposal for allowing the free movement of Palestinians within Gaza. Meanwhile, the United States has put forward a new ceasefire proposal calling for the release of 900 Palestinian prisoners being held in Israel in exchange for 40 Israeli hostages that are currently being held captive by Hamas. The United States says this would be part one of a three-stage ceasefire deal. Now, both Israel and Hamas say they will study Washington's proposal and provide a response in the coming days. The United States is working to secure a ceasefire as Israel prepares to undertake a massive operation in the city of Rafah. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says that the assault on Rafah is marked on his calendar. However, he would not specify the date of the operation.
Today, I received a detailed report on the talks in Cairo. We are constantly working to achieve our goals. First and foremost, the release of all our hostages and achieving a complete victory over Hamas. This victory requires entry into Rafah and the elimination of the terrorist battalions there. It will happen. There is a date.
Now, more than 1.5 million Palestinian refugees are already crammed in Rafah as Israel's operation looms.
I'll set up a tent and stay in it. Where will I sit there? You know how crowded it is. It's very hot. During the day it was scorching hot and at night it was freezing cold. How can we endure that? There is no water or anything. I can't eat like I used to. You know how it is in the tents. We're surrounded by strangers and our relatives aren't there to talk to. Everything's destroyed.
Already, Israeli troops have begun moving towards Rafah as military teams make their final preparations. Meanwhile, leaders from Australia, France, Egypt, and Jordan have warned Prime Minister Netanyahu of going forward with his offensive. Rafah remains the last refuge for Palestinians who have been displaced by relentless Israeli bombardment. However, Prime Minister Netanyahu says a victory over Hamas will only be possible when his troops enter Rafah. With barely any aid reaching these stranded Palestinians, an assault on Rafah would be a humanitarian catastrophe.